Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. I wanted to let you know what's been going on my YouTube channel this last week. This last week's lessons that have been scheduled have been ABRSM Grade 2 Discovering Music Theory, pages 15 and 16, which continues to look at the topic of rhythm, in particular looking at the topic of triplets. Also, the lessons have included Grade 3 Discovering Music Theory, pages 5 and 6, which also looks at the topic of rhythm and continues to look at the topic of the demisemiquaver, and also looks at triplets using this demisemiquaver note and also in a number of different time signatures. I've also included lessons on pages 70 and 71 of the Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory, which continues to look at the topic of ornaments, looking at trills, mordants, the acciaccatura, or the grace notes and appoggiaturas, and it also moves on to introduce some new Italian performance terms. You can find all lessons to the grades 1, 2, 3 and 5 that are available so far on my YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/Sharon Bill, and you'll find all the lessons available there in the appropriate playlists to each grade. Grade 4 is in the pipeline and it's just waiting for the scheduling dates to become available. However, do remember that all lessons are now available on my Patreon channel. If you go to patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can see all of the lessons that you need, everything you need to know for grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory syllabus. And at the end of this little video, I'll include some sample lessons showing you how these lessons work as I teach you step by step through every single exercise, just as if I was sitting right next to you. So get your pencil sharpened and do enjoy your studies. Just think 3 in the time of 2, and that's thinking is exactly the same. And so here we can see we should have 4 crotchet beats per bar. 4 beats per bar, and each beat is a crotchet. There's beat 1, there's a crotchet's worth, there's a crotchet worth. 3 in the time of 2 is also a crotchet beat's worth, so there's beat 3, there's beat 4. So the principle is exactly the same, we're just squishing an extra note in and dividing it equally amongst the beat. Now, how many crotchet beats is this the equivalent to? So we know that this is 3 quavers in the time of 2 quavers, 3 quaver beats in the time of 2 quaver beats, 3 quaver beats in the time of 2 quaver beats, 3 quaver beats in the time of 2 quaver beats, and we know that 2 quavers is the equivalent to 1 crotchet. So there's 1 crotchet beat, 2 crotchet beats, 3, 4, and so in terms of crotchet beats, that is 4 beats. So we should be having 2 crotchet beats per bar, so there's 1 crotchet beat. Now here we know that 3 in the time of 2, so that's 3 demisemiquavers in the time of 2 demisemiquavers, which is the same as 1 semiquaver. And we know that 1, 2, 3, 4 semiquavers is a crotchet beat. And this is confirmed by the fact that it's beamed together to show the start of each new crotchet beat. We know that 4 semiquavers is a crotchet. Semi and semi is a quaver plus a quaver gives us a crotchet. Carrying on, we'll worry about the bar lines in a moment. 3 in the time of 2 demisemis, which is the same as 1 semiquaver. Here's another semiquaver, here's a quaver, so there's 1 beat. There's a crotchet beat, there's a crotchet beat, there's a crotchet beat. So 1, 2, bar line, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, there we go. We've got to add the time signature to each of these melodies. However, the first beat won't really kind of give us the clue. We've got to look inside If we got the final bar, we could add the final bar and the first bar, but we only have a short extract. And so we've got to look at just this one complete bar to give us the answer. Here and here won't tell us. Now we've got to choose whether we're counting in crotchet beats or quaver beats or minim beats, and then we need to find out how many beats per bar. And so we can see we've got a crotchet beat there, a crotchet beat there, a crotchet beat there, and a crotchet beat there. I guess you could argue that it could be 2 over 2, but you can see it's just beamed nicely in crotchet beats there. So I think 4 over 4 will answer that nicely. And so we're given this first one, we can see that's the turn, and we see that shape. That itself is the harmony note, or the melody note that will be the main note matching the harmonies implied. And then we have above the main note, the note itself, below the note itself. And so that would be written as the note on the line with the turn sign above it. And so here we can see 2 next door notes of equal value, and so that would have been written as a minim with an ornament before, and that's the appoggiatura, the leaning note as we can think of it, and it divides the 2 notes equally, the harmony note, the note of the melody that's given there, and then the ornamental addition just to kind of flourish on that extra note there. So that's the appoggiatura. And so spelling, it's quite a task. It's double P, double G, appoggiatura. The more bizarre you make the word association, the more thoroughly you will remember it as well. So anient to nothing, and to me just that kind of looks like it, I don't know, it just kind of makes sense in a sense. Morendo, you can see that sort of morbid l'amour dying away, like this one perhaps is less obvious, so you'd have to come up with something just to help. Rinforzando, I guess you can see like rinf, rienf, that helps. Smorzando isn't perhaps so obvious. Sotto voce, I think, you know, that's the sort of thing it always makes me laugh, this does, in a kind of a black and white movie where, you know, he said to her, sotto voce,